Care's Carter Mario Injury Lawyers kicks off the 7th annual statewide Arrive Alive scholarship program for college-bound seniors. Now, this initiative not only makes teens aware of the real dangers of drunk and distracted driving, but it also provides financial assistance as well. Joining me now is Carter Mario. It's great to have you with us, Carter.
Good to be back.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you. Let's talk about this scholarship program.
Sure.
How did this come about, Arrive Alive scholarship?
Well, I guess probably 7, 8 years ago, we decided as a business that we needed to do something with our kids, with our high school graduating kids, to just increase their awareness of the dangers of distracted and/or drunk driving. And as a business, I feel it's an obligation that we have to the society to do something like this. So this is part of our Carter Care's outreach initiative, and it's been a great success for the last 7 years.
How do you educate kids about this issue?
Well, through this process, we have there's an application that they have to fill out, and it's not an easy process. They actually have to write a compelling paper, and it's graded, and we look at it, and we distill it down to about 10 winners. And I also spend a fair bit of time speaking at area high schools about the dangers of distracted and drunk driving.
Having talked with many of these students, what are you surprised about what they do know and what they don't know?
Well, I think everybody in this day and age certainly know the risks of drunk driving, and it's nice for them to hear from somebody other than their parents.
I agree with you there, because they're not listening. They don't want to hear us.
So we've been fairly successful in communicating to them, not necessarily the downside, but the opportunities that are out there to prevent themselves from getting hurt, and that brings us to our phone app that we have now, which blends in and feathers in nicely to our Arrive Alive scholarship.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But first of all, let's go back to the scholarship, though. How many of those are awarded every year?
There are 10 awarded statewide, and it's a statewide initiative, so we get kids from all over the state, and we select 10, and sometime, I believe in May, we have a banquet at our main office in Milford, and we have a nice catered event, and the kids come with their parents, and it's quite a nice deal.
Pretty competitive, you were saying.
Yes, it is. Quite a good response, and it's a lot of work for us, but we get some great efforts by these kids.
Is it an essay that they have to write? Is there a specific question you put out there every year?
There's a question that will change somewhat from year to year, but the kids can either respond in an essay, or they can do a video, they can do a CD, so they have their choice of the different mediums, but it's one of several.
But the theme is always what?
Either drunk driving risks and/or distracted driving.
What are some of the statistics that people really need to be aware of when it comes to drunk driving and texting among kids?
Well, everybody knows the risks of, I think the risks of drunk driving certainly enhance your chances of getting hurt. The statistic that really resonates with me and most people is that if you are texting and driving, the risk of having an accident is 4.5 times what it is if you're drunk driving. It's significantly multiplied. It's a huge risk.
Because you're not focused on driving, you're thinking about other things.
So statistically, that is the real problem, and I think more of the kids that we're seeing now are responding to the distracted driving component of our scholarship.
For those who aren't listening, what do you think it'll take to get them to really listen up to this?
Well, I think that answer, Jocelyn, would apply to everybody. I think until they criminalize driving while texting or driving while on your phone. Right now it's a fine, but until they make it a criminal violation, as is the case with drinking and driving, until that happens, I don't think we're going to have much headway. Just going to be more people talking about it, but I think the laws have to change to reflect that if you get caught texting or driving with your phone, you should lose your license.
All right, what's the application process for these kids who want to get the scholarship?
Well, if they go to our website, to getcarter.com, there's an icon on there that directs them to the application.
An easy process.
It is, yes.
Now, let's talk about that free mobile phone app that you have.
All right, so we launched this, I think, the third quarter of last year, and it's been a very good success. It's a great product. We put it out there for anybody. It's free. And we've had a really good result right now to date. So we have a component on this app that allows Well, so there's the app right here.
You have it, of course, on your phone.
Yeah, there's an app that you can get into. It has a taxi cab icon, so our hope is, and it's borne out successfully, is that if a kid or anybody has a situation where they just feel that they shouldn't be in a car, whether they're not capable or their friend's not capable of driving safely, there's a taxi cab icon. You hit that, taxi cab will come and pick the kid up and take him home safely, and I'll pay for that ride home. So we have an arrangement made with all the state taxi cab drivers.
And this is for drivers of all ages and passengers of all ages?
It's for anybody who needs a safe ride home.
What a great idea. For more information on Carter Mario Injury Lawyers, all you have to do is call this toll-free number 1-800-900-6700 or online getcarter.com. Again, it's an easy process to get to that scholarship form as well. Just get on your website.
That's correct. It's right there.
All right. Thanks so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.